Dating advice for men, Q&A. Drop your questions in the chat below. Let's go. We're gonna vibe it out. I need to get my steps in, so we're habit stacking. Questions in the chat. Dating and relationship advice for men. Very excited, very excited. Let's go. Whatever questions you have, put them in here. No, there's actually a questions box, not in the comment section. I'm gonna go through the questions box first. Questions. Put them in the questions box. Don't put them in the comment section, please, because in the comment section, they're gonna get lost. Yeah, let's walk this way there. Go see you guys. Okay, first question, not in the question box. I'll answer it anyway, because I can still see it. How long should a first date be? Usually between an hour and a half and 2 hours. If it's worse, obviously shorter. If it's better, obviously a little bit longer, if you understand what I'm saying. There's no iron rule, but if you're having a great time, you could spend 3-4 hours together. But again, there's also nothing wrong with just having a really good 2-hour, 2.5-hour date. There's no set time frame, but if it goes well, don't just prematurely leave. One important thing you have to understand about the first date is that you have to offer her the kiss. Now, the kiss is only ever an offer, but you gotta make it. Should I kiss her on the first date? Yeah, absolutely you should. Yeah, but I don't know, what if she rejects it? It's an offer. It's her choice whether she's gonna do it or not, but you gotta make the offer. That's extremely important. Questions in the question box, please. I'm gonna fly through them. Let's go. How to talk to women on Instagram. You have to tailor your opener to her profile. But more so than your opening message, I'll give you an opening message that you can use. Hey, you were in my suggested follower list. I like the XYZ. Boom. Simple. But the success of that message depends mostly on the strength of your profile. If your profile sucks, it doesn't matter how good your verbal wizardry is, she won't respond. If you don't have social proof, status, lifestyle, and professional photography visible, she won't be interested in you because she has to build trust. And remember, you're a random guy off the internet, so she has to understand that you're somebody worth trusting, that you're somebody that other people feel comfortable being around. So build a great profile. Instagram is not necessary to find the right girlfriend or wife, but it's extremely powerful. So I would encourage you to build a good profile, especially when you meet women in person. Over here, careful, sorry. That you exchange Instagram as opposed to just iMessage, because just iMessage or just a number, she sees nothing about you. On WhatsApp, she has one photo, and who uses WhatsApp stories, really? I mean, you can, and you actually should if you're exchanging WhatsApp, if you live in Europe, for example, but she won't know anything about you. So Instagram is not just great for Instagram direct messages or for when you transition the conversation from dating apps to Instagram, but also when you meet her in person and you just exchange it. You're gonna get a minimum of 300% better results. Because remember, it's not just about getting a number, it's about her actually showing up on the date and her being excited. Because there's plenty of men who are trying to get her out on a first date. It's not just you. So you gotta learn to stand out. You gotta learn to compete. If you don't like competing, you have an issue. Now, competing doesn't mean actually thinking about the competition. It just means optimizing yourself. There's two ways to build the highest building in town. One, to build the highest building, or to tear down everybody else's. And so I wouldn't necessarily focus on other people and talk about them, but instead, improve your communication skills, improve how you present yourself. Because the only thing she knows about you is what you show. That doesn't mean you should be faking things on Instagram. Look at this fake jet of mine. Nobody believes this anyway. You wouldn't believe how much fakery, is that a word? How much fakery I see on Instagram. People who are legit, they can see right through that. People who fake things on Instagram, you can see right through that. So, also, by the way, the right women, they don't really care about your watch. We'll have a reel coming out about watches where I was spending time with a one-on-one client, so I borrowed his Rolex and I held it in the camera and I made a reel about it. It was like, they don't care. If you want to be heavily disappointed, hold up or wear an expensive watch and see how little she cares. The right women won't even notice. Now, that doesn't mean that just because she has an understanding for brands, that immediately disqualifies her. That isn't the case either. But women with the right values, they just don't care about you wearing another man's name on your clothing. Nobody worth impressing is impressed by brands and labels. Do you know who you're impressed by that? With that? Men. Not really even impressed, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, he's somewhat legit, I guess. But you don't have a single person in your life that you actually respect and like, that you admire because of status symbols. That's a business thing that you can do. But not with women. They don't care. So, very good question. Next question. What to do when someone you love is sad and angry? That's a very good question, actually. Well, first, what you can do, I heard somebody say this, and it's actually genius, I'm not making this up. It's not my idea, but I just heard it somewhere. Do you want me to just listen, or do you want me to help you? What do you want? I did this with Fernanda yesterday, because she started talking, because my default mode as a man is to try to solve the problem. But women oftentimes, they don't want you to solve the problem, they just want you to listen. And for men who are industrious, who want to get stuff done, there's nothing more frustrating than just wallowing in the issue. No, let's solve this. We have a problem? Okay, let's go. So I asked her, babe, do you want me to listen? Or do you want me to solve the problem? She goes, cala boca, which means shut up in Portuguese. Because she knows what I was doing. She knows the technique. But that was a nice, playful pattern interrupt. And she goes, what do you think I want, David? Just listen. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Because I do that too, in fairness. Sometimes we just want to rant, don't we? We just want to vent. And we just want to be understood. But not for hours, and not coming from a victim's mentality, but you want to let it out. So if somebody is sad and angry, the first thing you got to do, Brené Brown, amazing. Check out all the books by Brené Brown. She's a legend. She's so cool. She's so awesome. Books by Brené Brown. Read them. I don't remember the titles. I've read them many years ago. But one of the ideas she talks about is that if somebody's in pain, is hurting, if somebody's in a pit, in a dark hole, you don't try to pull them out. You go in and you sit there with them. And you sit with them for 7 minutes, half an hour. And then what happens most of the time, if you don't judge them, if you don't try to lecture them, if you don't tell them, you know, could be worse. I know your dog died, but could be worse. That's not what I need to hear right now. I'm angry right now. I want to be understood this way. I want compassion. I want empathy. And that's actually a very human thing. So the first thing you should do, be that with a woman or a male friend of yours, because we're all human, is offer empathy and understanding. Oh, I get you. Because it depends on what your role is. What's your role? Your role as a friend is, yes, sometimes to give advice, but most of the time is to just be. Just be there for the other person. Be there for her. Be there for him. What do you need from me? I understand. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I get it. We just want to feel understood. And once we feel understood, the other person naturally comes back into a state of competence. Did you ever notice that? When you actually make somebody feel understood, and obviously you can't make them feel understood, but if you do the best you can to help the person feel understood, let's go here, they'll naturally come back into their own competence. Because that's what you want to do. That is your job as a friend. It's supposed to help him or her come back into a state of competence. And they already know what they need to do. But they just don't have the emotional resources accessible to tap into the competence. Otherwise, they'd be doing that because they haven't felt heard. So she needs you to provide a sense of presence so she can feel understood. And men as well. Now, family member dying might be an extreme example. Dog dying, but any challenge. I'm frustrated, I'm angry, and I'm pissed off. If I'm angry and I'm pissed off, I don't need you to tell me, yeah, bro, it's gonna be okay. And sometimes I don't want to hear a solution. Sometimes I just want to vent. Now, careful. People who always do this, they're a burden, and you need to get rid of them. But everybody does this every once in a while. And we've all heard it in personal development at length, that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. But you just have to be a little bit careful with that, because you can't just ruthlessly disqualify people all the time, because then there's nobody left. There's plenty of times your friends could have disqualified you as a friend because you didn't act like a high-value person. Everybody has low moments. That's no problem. You got to be there for them. Just ask yourself, are these people living in alignment with my values? Do they share the same core values? Do they want to see me win? Most men do not have enough high-quality male friendships. I was I was on a phone this morning to a client who just got in a relationship. By the way, click the link in my bio and apply for a free initial consultation call if you want us to help you find the right girlfriend, life partner, or wife. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, you're very successful in a career, click the link in that bio and apply. So I was on a phone to a client this morning who works in the medical profession, who very recently got into a relationship with a woman, which is amazing, and he was all over, he was so happy. He says, yeah, but there's still like a sense of insecurity left in me. Why do I still have this sense of insecurity? And I said, did you do the meditation? No, you didn't do that. A couple of things he didn't do. Okay, cool. You need to implement more, right? I mean, he's obviously come so far, but he's still not where he wants to be. Even though he's made huge progress and he's in a relationship with an amazing woman. I asked him, stay on the left side, please, because there's a bicycle coming. I asked him how many, on the left side here? Sorry, my left. Shema. When you have an Eastern European cameraman and the German is walking forward and the Polish guy is walking backwards. No, this side. Yeah, okay, awesome. Because Matthias is filming. Just so you know. Boom. I said to him, how many men do you have in your life that actually encourage you? I would bet that your close best friends, if you were to tell them anything about a new project, a new business, a new career move, that they would slag you. In Ireland, like in most countries, people just slag one another. Most people just don't want to see you win. If you tell your best friends, male best friends, something about something you want to do, a yoga retreat you want to do, some personal development thing, dating coaching, fitness coaching, like anything you want to do, meditation, next business move, and the first instinct is not to say, wow, that's awesome, man, super, go ahead, if it's not some crypto scam or something like that, right? I'm not saying that all crypto scam, but like you get what I'm saying, right? Obviously, they're supposed to take care of you in a way, but if it's something that if their gut instinct is not to encourage you, they're wrong for you. And part of the reason you're insecure is because you stay on this side. Is part of the reason that you are insecure is because you don't have enough men who encourage you, whose gut instinct is to say, that's amazing, awesome, I'm on your side, let's go. You would be surprised how many men, and I work with a lot of men who are really successful in a lot of areas, how many of them do not have enough high quality male friends who want to see them win? You need high quality male friendships who want to see you win. If you want to feel secure, have men in your life who tell you that you're awesome, who encourage you, who tell them about a win. So for example, yesterday I was playing UFC with a friend of mine, a best friend, and I said to him, yo, we got 50,000 new followers in 14 days. And he goes, whoa, that's amazing. If you were to tell it to other people, they'd be like, meh. But the close core group of friends that I have, there's a handful of them, maybe a bit more than that. Like a lot of them locally, some of them internationally. They're like that. I have cultivated a network, not just through clients, but through close friends, where there's a sense of love and encouragement. Obviously critical feedback. Over here please, there's an open. When I gained a little bit of weight throughout the time when they locked us in at home, a friend of mine, 2 years under us, 2 years in a row, gave me a book on losing weight. That was his birthday present, that's it. Like a cheap 11-euro book on losing weight. He called me a white whale. Yeah, long and behold, and then other people said it to me, and then I finally contacted my friend, who's Germany's best weight loss coach, got some strategies off of him, and now lost a lot. You saw it in the story the other day. And in 4 weeks, I'm gonna be, I think, perfectly finished-ish. I'm not perfect, but like in terms of body fat, I think I hope, I have to get it measured, but I think I'll be at where I need to be. So obviously, you want your friends to keep you in check, but you need guys whose gut instinct it is to just encourage you. If you don't have enough men in your life who encourage you, who want to see you win, who are absolutely loyal, you're missing out. And the beautiful thing is it's very easy to do that. Go to a gym, ask guys out for coffee, tell them, bro, call them bro, so intentions are clear. Ask them out for coffee. Hey, let's go talk to women together. Let's go to the gym together. Let's go to a martial arts gym. Start jiu-jitsu, start bachata and salsa. Go rock climbing, go hiking, if you're German. There's a lot of places, good people everywhere. Now, 9 out of 10 people you're gonna meet, you don't wanna have in your life because your values just don't match. That's perfectly fine. But you have to be proactive about it. There are high quality male friends who are waiting to meet you, who are waiting to have you in their lives. But they're not hearing this message. So you need to take the first step. All right, more questions. By the way, if I'm not able to answer your question here right now, send me a direct message or apply for a free initial consultation call with the link in the bio. Next question. Let's pick a good one. Oh, very good one. Okay, I can answer this one. Oops, no, I don't want to report this question. I apologize. How long should a talking stage be? 4 to 12 weeks, sometimes a bit more. Definitely not less than 4 weeks. You shouldn't make things exclusive, go from dating to an exclusive relationship before 4 weeks. That's just stupid. So you absolutely should date non-exclusively for 2 to 3 months, usually around that mark, sometimes a bit more, sometimes it can be 4 weeks, and then you can make things exclusive for a variety of different reasons. Next question. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, very good one. How to not get friend zoned? By not communicating like a friend, by creating a man-to-woman connection. I have a video about that. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can check those out. We teach you that in detail in my coaching program. A couple of very specific pointers for you right here. Are you able to hold eye contact? Careful, careful, careful. Over there, over there. Sorry, thank you. Are you able to hold eye contact? Are you able to give her compliments? Are you able to tease? Of course you can, but it's a skill set. There's nothing inherently wrong with you. There was a time in my life where I wasn't able to do that either. But it's something that you gotta learn to do. And just start giving her compliments. Hey, you have the cutest facial expressions when you're trying to explain something. Hey, I really like your outfit. But what are those shoes? Little push-pull, little tease. Teasing is very powerful because it implies a sense of pre-existing relationship. Yeah, let's avoid that. Let's go here. How do you look at her? Relaxed and steady eye contact. Very important because she should be able to tell by the way you're looking at her that you are this way, that you're intimately interested in her. So go check out my YouTube channel. I have a long video. I have a 28-minute video called How to Never Get Friend Zoned Again, where I'm on the rooftop, a little more to the right. Otherwise, you're going to walk right through the flies. Matthias is having a good time. Can we give some shout out to Matthias? Give some love. Do you want to give some dating advice, Matthias? Let's go. He's having a back workout. He doesn't have to work out. He's getting his steps in. Since he started working with me, he lost a lot of weight, didn't you? Comfortable. Exactly. Don't fall. Otherwise, Poland and Germany are at war again. Jokes, people, it's jokes. Where were we? Yes, go to my YouTube channel, check out the video on Friend Zone. There's a video on how to make any conversation flirtatious, especially the last 4 or 5 YouTube videos. Absolutely amazing. Go check them out. Free stuff for you there. Obviously longer form, which is nice. Question in German. Well, please ask him in English. Or send me a DM, then I'll be able to answer in German as well. Well, that's a very interesting question. Do you ever go on lunch dates? I recommend you don't do that. You can. Anything can work. But we're not talking about possibilities, but about probabilities. The probability that you'll have a successful date where the context is inherently more romantic is a lot higher if you just go for a bar. If you just meet her 4 drinks in a bar. That's important. So you can go on lunch dates, but just meet her for a bar in the evening and have non-alcoholic drinks. You don't need to preempt that. You just say, let's meet for drinks one of these days. She says, cool. Then you say, how about Thursday evening? She says, cool. Okay, let's do 7 p.m. at this bar. She says, great. And you just meet her there. If a woman is not willing to meet you in a bar, not in some sketchy place, obviously, like in a normal bar, if she insists on dinner, if she insists, that's probably a little bit more difficult, right? Now, there may be legitimate reasons for it, but it depends. Usually, most people are absolutely happy with just meeting at a bar because it's not about where you meet, it's about the conversation in and of itself. And now you could obviously say, doesn't that just apply on a lunch date just as much? Yeah, well, you'd be sipping your orange juice. Absolutely. No, listen, a bar is inherently more romantic because it's very, very clear that it is a date. It's very clear what you're here for. Lunch dates can absolutely work if you know how to create a man-to-woman connection effectively, if you're really, really good at it. Yeah, one more quick round. Then you can do that no matter what time of the day, no matter what the setting is. Really, trust me. But why would you make it unnecessarily hard for yourself? Why wouldn't you just use as many levers as you have available to yourself, especially the biggest ones, and some are smaller, some are bigger, to increase the probability that you'll have a successful outcome? In other words, 1, screening for compatibility. 2, creating attraction and connection. In other words, getting her excited and interested. Next question. Oh, very good one. How to make her happy. You can't make her happy. She has to make herself happy. Obviously, you can meet her needs and you got to communicate well. That's going to make her happy. But inherently, she should be happy without you. if she's really, really sad and she's expecting you to be the sole source of happiness, that's not going to go well. How to get confidence. 4 sources of confidence. The first one, competence. In psychology, they call it the confidence-competence loop. The better you get at something, the more confident you get. Be that in jiu-jitsu, be that in karate, be that in your business, be that in your career as a finance, IT professional, doctor, lawyer, whatever it happens to be. The better you get at it, the higher your levels of confidence. So what I do with my clients is we teach them the competence, the skill set in detail, and then the confidence goes up. So you can learn that with free resources. We have thousands of free videos. We have hundreds of YouTube videos. We have a podcast. Yeah, or you can pay if you want to shortcut it and you want to save yourself really years and you want to get individual feedback. There's many different ways of doing that. That's the first one, competence, pardon me. The second source of confidence is state, your mental and your emotional state. Because what a lot of people don't understand is your emotions and confidence is just a sense of certainty, an absence of nervousness to an extent, is something you can control. Not in every moment, every second, but largely. Do you work out? Do you get sunlight? Do you spend time with high quality male friends? Because that boosts your dopamine and your oxytocin and actually your testosterone. Do you get steps? Do you have good nutrition? Do you avoid alcohol? There's a lot of habits, a lot of things that need to be put in place. What do you focus on? How's your inner dialogue? Are you overly self-critical? Do you tend to overthink? Do you tend to judge yourself a lot? And then how do you use your body? How are you going? That's how it's going. How do you move? How do you walk? Jordan Peterson said, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Because that's just not an expression, not just an expression of how you feel, but it also primes a more empowering mental and emotional state. So the second source is state, learning to control your mental and emotional state. The third source of confidence is beliefs. What do you believe about yourself? Thoughts. Any result you have in your life comes from your actions. Where do your actions come from? Your thoughts and your emotions. So what you believe about yourself, what you believe about women. Dating apps don't work. Well, then you're not going to do it. Well, approach is this. People are going to judge me. Nonsense. All the good women, whatever thought you have, it is a blind spot. If you're not acting, it's because you're believing a disempowering it's because you're believing a disempowering thought. Something that has nothing to do with reality, because the fact of the matter is, if there are other intelligent, successful men out there who are able to find quality relationships, let's say on the grass, then you can do so too. Extremely important that you critically analyze as much as you can by yourself or with the help of people what the beliefs are that are holding you back, because as Tony Robbins says, what we believe ultimately shapes us long term. Our story, what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about women, that's what's going to shape us ultimately. So I would highly encourage you to take a good look at whatever thought you're believing. And when you suffer or when you're not taking action in the direction of a goal that's important to you, you have a blind spot. You have a belief that is not serving you. A lot of people say, oh, dating apps don't work. Women are only on Tinder for hookups. First of all, it doesn't have to be Tinder. It can be Hinge, Bumble, it can be The League, it can be Match, it can be Facebook dating. There's plenty of other ones. But on top of that, the fact of the matter is there are some women on dating apps who only want hookups. There are some who are there for a relationship and some who are open to both. That is the fact. But all you guys make excuses, oh, they just don't work. Well, your profile sucks. You look terrible in your pictures. Your prompts suck. Your bio sucks. How do you expect to get an extraordinary result, which a great relationship is, if you put in half work? So I'd encourage you to just take it serious. And it sounds strange to take dating app serious, but it actually is true. And then learn to approach a person. Can you approach? Can you walk through a park and introduce yourself in a respectful and effective manner? Obviously, if she's not interested in you, then you immediately leave her alone. You don't ever want to make her uncomfortable. But can you introduce yourself? No. Okay, cool. Watch my YouTube video on how to overcome your fear of talking to women. Progressive desensitization. Learn the skill set. How can you call yourself a man if you can't even approach? Oh, I could if I really wanted to. Nonsense. 2 years ago, I was talking to Dubai Eye Radio. And I was saying to the lady, most men think they're good at 2 things. Most men think they're good at fighting, and they think they're good at talking to women. Give the average man a pair of boxing gloves, and he's so instantaneously screwed, it's hilarious. Ask 99% of men to do an approach sober, in a respectful and calibrated and effective manner, and not just ask her, what are you doing here? Not just bore her with a lot of questions, and actually assume the burden of the conversation. They can't do it. They'll find excuses. Oh, she's with a guy, her gay best friend. What are you talking about? Or she has her headphones in, or whatever. They'll find something. I could if I really wanted to. Not true. If you could, you would. And you can, absolutely. You have the ability, but you need to learn to change your state. You need to overcome your approach anxiety, and you need to develop the skill set. but it is just a skill set. You absolutely can. And it is an evolutionary cheat code because nobody does this. Nobody does it. It's a blue ocean strategy because all these guys, at best, they approach drunk or on other stimulants in nightclubs. And you don't have to go to nightclubs at all because 8 out of 10 people you're going to meet in nightclubs probably won't be what you're looking for in terms of the right woman for marriage or the long term at least. Bars are different depending on which bars. I have a bunch of clients who hang in private members clubs in London, for example, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it either. Just pubs, or during the day, or dating apps, or Instagram. The fact is, you'll either have an excuse or you'll take action to get the result. That's it. You'll either have the result or you'll have an excuse or you're in the process of getting the result. That is it. And why would you, somebody who's been able to create fantastic results in certain areas of your life, make excuses in the most important area of your life? Because the fact of the matter is that our happiness in life as human beings comes from relationships. Relationships are the #1 predictor for happiness. If you're not happy in your intimate relationship, you're not happy. If you're not making love to your intimate partner on a regular basis, you're not happy. If she doesn't respect you, you're not happy. If you're not setting boundaries, communicating your needs, you're not happy. Fact. And anybody can develop that. You want to have a relationship on eye level where she can express what she feels, you express what you feel. You both don't have to make a lot of compromises because you're so compatible. It is absolutely possible, but you got to take action. Some of you it's going to take 2 years. For some of you it's going to take 3 months. It really depends. But I want you to go out there and feel at home in the world. But you can only feel at home in the world if you're connected to people. But you have the choice to do that. There's so many beautiful people who are willing to connect. They're all waiting for you. You have, if you're a kind, intelligent, ambitious or successful man, if you're an achiever, if you're a good guy, there's people there for you. There's people there for you. And it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're young or if you're old, there's people there who are right at your level. And then some of them are going to walk with you for 6 months or a year or a couple of years and then go different ways. And some friendships and some relationships are going to last forever. But the fact of the matter is you don't need to be isolated. And it is shocking how isolated most people are. Absolutely shocking. It's understandable with work from home and technology. But instead of just hanging on Instagram and watching live streams, which I appreciate, by the way, thank you so much that you're giving me this time and that you're giving yourself this time. But also, please, go to the gym and ask somebody out. Go to a bachata and salsa school where you live. Look up your city, New York, LA, London, Germany. City, Berlin, you get me. Look up bachata and salsa. Just make sure this isn't scratching on anything. Find a jiu-jitsu school. Go to a gym. Connect to the people in your immediate environment. Careful. Connect. They want that. They're waiting for you. Life can be so unbelievably beautiful. And then just also understand that there's a certain discomfort in the early stages when you're just getting to know somebody. You can't expect to have the same degree of connection with somebody who you just met, a male friend, for example, or even a lady, as with somebody you've known for years. But you can cultivate that. And I believe exactly what Johann Hari says in his book, and I'm paraphrasing and I'm probably partially butchering it, is that the #1 cause for people feeling bad, put it that way, is a lack of social contact. It's social isolation. You have a need for love and connection. Male friendships. Family. If you feel down, social contact. Good social contact. Not the people who are going to drag you down. Not people with terrible habits. Doesn't mean they have to be perfect. As my uncle says, everybody has a spot in a flaw, character flaw. Everybody has them. Question is, can you live with it or not? Is it a deal breaker or not? And once you realize whether it's a deal breaker or not, if it's not a deal breaker, okay, cool, accept it. You have your own. I would argue your friends have been very forgiving with you in the past because everybody's made mistakes. But connect. Go to my YouTube channel. Check out the podcast. We have thousands of free videos. And again, if you want us to help you personally, find the right girlfriend, life partner, wife. This year, I've worked with over 40 business owners, finance professionals, doctors, lawyers, guys in the IT sector to find the right one, to get a better social life, to get more high quality male friends. And we've really massively increased the quality of the program, really increased support and really awesome new training materials and concepts that we've developed. So that's why the price is going to increase by the end of this month, okay? Last day of May, 31st of May, the price for the coaching program is going to increase. So click the link in my bio and apply for a free initial consultation call now. If you're not able to invest at this point in time, no problem at all. We have free YouTube videos, hundreds of them, thousands of free videos here on Instagram and on TikTok that are gonna be super helpful for you. We got a podcast, make it happen, take action, connect. Wish you all the best, take care. And that's how you do a live stream.